You know, it is always so funny when I overhear you chatting with your parents.
Why is that?
Because when you're trying to show them how to do something and you're like videoing and with them and just hearing your tone.
Yeah, they should have a video of me explaining to my parents how to work like electronics over the phone and use it as what does lack of patience mean? And just have a 15-second video.
What were you trying to show them? How to stream something?
Yeah, because my dad's been watching Netflix. He heard we were talking about Tiger King. Mm-hmm. So he watched that over the past couple days, and he's like, what other recommendations do you have? And number one for all the audience as well, I went back and watched The Staircase, which is,
older.
Yeah, I think it's like 18, 19 maybe,
Okay.
Docu-series. And essentially it's about this guy who, his wife was found dead at the bottom of their staircase. And the whole documentary is, did he kill her? Did an intruder kill her? Or did she fall? A lot of twists and turns, super worth it. So I recommended that. And then I recommended Spencer Confidential, Mark Wahlberg's movie, because my dad likes action films. Yeah. And so he can check those out. I just started Ozark season 3. It's really good. It's Jason Bateman's awesome. So, you know, it's nice to catch up on a lot of stuff, though. I'm actually enjoying it. And I want to get into how you're feeling about that as well on today's podcast of where we're all kind of at now that it's settled. Yeah. But for everyone out there, welcome to the show. Hope everyone's safe and healthy. Here at the Freddie and Alyssa show, we like to have some fun. We like to educate and inspire, entertain when we can. I'm going to try out some new stand-up bits today.
No.
I actually should write some down and test them out.
You should.
Or not say they're going to be bits and just try to work them in this way. Well, I won't know if they land because there's no audience. Never mind. Not a good idea. But welcome to the show. We really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like, comment, all that fun YouTube stuff. Goes a long way. We really appreciate it. And before we kick this off, do you want to hear a word from our sponsor?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Are you going to act it out?
Am I going to act it out? I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Gonna keep you guessing, babe.
Keep me guessing. All right.
Yes, but today's sponsor is brought to you by Pandia Health. So never, ever, ever run out of your birth control on their watch. And basically, Pandia Health will deliver your birth control right to your door, which is so important right now with everything going on.
It's the new norm.
It's the new norm. You don't want to leave your house. You want your birth control delivered right to your doorstep, and they got you. They're going to do that. So if you go to pandiahealth.com, you can use code Alyssa and Freddie for $5 off. And if for some reason, if you don't have a birth control prescription, don't sweat it, because they have a huge network of doctors that you can utilize. $29 a year. Again, you'll get $5 off using Alyssa and Freddie, and they got you. They'll deliver everything with some goodies, some chocolate, some haichu, and you'll be very grateful that you don't have to leave and you have this incredible service by Pandia Health. So thank you, Pandia, for everything and supporting the pod always. We appreciate you.
Yes. So how many days are we into this? We can't say it because of the YouTube demonetization. So that's why we've not been calling it by name.
Calling it the Rona.
The Rona, I think we can get away with. Because when did it kind of start? And we're not going to talk about this the whole podcast, so don't worry. We're very aware that it's nice to like hear about it a little bit, then get on to like some fun things. Yeah. And I also think I'm at that point. Mm-hmm. I felt weird 2-3 weeks ago trying to just do like a fun podcast and not mention it. It just seemed like the elephant in the room. But do you feel now that you kind of just want a little piece of what's new, like the bill passed?
Yes.
Stimulus package. Yes. I'm really excited about that for everybody and ourselves, which I want to get into. But then you want to kind of like unplug from it. How do you been feeling?
Because I feel like for me, when this all first started happening in the United States, you were glued to the TV, your phone, trying to see everything you could about it. And now, because the numbers are rising, because we have the tests and everyone's finally getting well, not everyone, but more people than they were getting tested. These numbers are rising. Everyone's freaking out. And I know it's going to get worse before it gets better. But for me, I actually don't like hearing at all about it. Throughout the day, maybe 3 times, I'll see what's going on my phone quickly. But I've been noticing the more that I watch stuff, I can't sleep. I'll wake up with nightmares. Like last night, I woke up and I just like my heart was pounding, and it was all about obviously everything going on. And I'm sure a lot of people are going through that. This is a very anxiety-filled time. So I really try and limit it because, of course, stay educated. But for my sanity, being home and this is all that's in front of me, I just know my psyche and it's not going to end well. You know, I definitely deal a lot more with anxiety, OCD as well with germs. I've always been crazy about it. And now that's really affected me with when we bring groceries into the house. I mean, you really should wipe everything down. I just watched a video yesterday that I was telling you about.
Yeah, there's
But
still
I'm wild anyway.
but there's still misinformation on, and can the virus live on a surface for a day? Then you're hearing it can be 3 days. So it's still kind of, yet again, there's just no, it's too new for everyone to know.
Yeah.
So I think overall, just be safe. Our grocery store has finally implemented. When I went,
what happened?
there was like 15 people outside. We were staying, 6 to 8 feet away. I went and stood in the sun because it was actually chilly in the shade. And they were letting like 15 people in at a time, and I wasn't next to anybody.
Great.
Everything was stocked. It didn't feel, the only thing that was missing this time were eggs and pasta. And of course, the toilet paper, sanitizer, and all that stuff. But we were able to get some meat. We got some hamburger helper, which we haven't done in a while. I'm like, ever. Maybe as a kid. So we have some actual nice, like, instead of like the microwave stuff all the time, I'm excited for like some like real food. We got a little mini turkey, cooked it for 3 hours in the oven, so that'll last a few days, and it's like so good.
Like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we took like a 10-minute nap last night after eating.
I know, it smelled so good. I was taking a bath and it had about 30 more minutes.
Oh yeah, we had some cauliflower mash, Brussels sprouts, and carrots all mixed in. So that was good. But yeah, we're just trying to stay a little healthy. I've been doing some push-ups, and we're gonna go for a walk today because the weather in LA is getting nicer.
Yes.
We had 2 weeks of kind of like, not as bad as like the winter, but it was like 45, or even when it's 55 and not sunny in LA, it's chilly. Mm-hmm. So it'll be nice. That's gonna hit 80 this week.
And you've got your new shoes on.
I do. I'm breaking them in. Val tabs coming through.
Little birthday gift.
Well, because I'm going to use these for like the home workouts, because I'm going to go on like the, when you're doing jumping jacks, I want to do it with shoes, but then my dirty shoes for outside will be that. So I'm going to use these indoor until we can go out. But I want to get ahead of it, because if we're going to be here for 4 or 5 weeks, I don't want to be lazy for 4 or 5 weeks, because it'll diminish everything I accomplished in the first like 50 days of this year.
Yeah.
But I've been like eating because you're just bored.
Everyone's bored.
But I don't want to blow up again.
I'm going to.
We're going to continue to need a wider lens for the podcast. All it's going to be is just like my head.
No way, Jose.
I shaved a little bit. I cleaned up.
Very nice.
Doing a little self-care.
A little self-care. So man, it must be nice to be a man. Because as a woman, I love my beauty stuff.
Yeah.
My hair did, my nails did. Well, they're all falling off now, my gels. So I got this gel remover, and I'll be taking them off today, and we'll see.
Go a little natural for a while.
I know, but still.
I think people, though, in general, like who dye their hair, like who have gray hair and dye it, or just like haircuts in general. Yeah. Like I happen to get mine cut just in time, that I'll grow mine out a little bit over the next like 6 weeks, and then just like it is what it is. But
the one beauty thing I will tell you that stresses me out, because everything else, like even my hair, I have like dirty blonde hair, so it'll grow out, but maybe it'll hopefully look all right. We'll see. We'll see, because we're on camera. But for me, it's my eyelash extensions I love, because I hate doing makeup so much. It's just something that I've just never been like great at per se. And so having like lash extensions, it's really easy. You just put on a little lipstick. You don't have to worry about it. And that's why I love them so much. But now they're starting to fall out. And the thing with eyelash extensions, like I have like a huge patch over here that just came out, and they're not going to gracefully look beautiful. They're going to just slowly but surely.
It'll look fine. And then I never notice anyway.
Once they all come out, I can use mascara again, which I did my whole life. But it's hard to do that when you've got extensions, and it's just a disaster. So stay tuned.
I'm going to hop ahead to my answer, because we're now taking questions each episode that we don't zoom in with somebody from an audience member. And I'm so sorry, I forgot already the first name of the person. I glanced, I was like, oh, this is a great question.
Yeah.
So I apologize for whoever asked this to not give you a shout out. But someone asked, since we're in quarantine, and it's a good time to learn, what's something that you would want to learn, or what's something you'd want to teach? And I want to answer my portion right now. We can answer yours later if you want to think about it. But I've always wanted to look at YouTube tutorials and find out how to do like dope makeup for you, like the huge like contouring, like that, like what's the look? that's in.
It's like that influencer look where they contour, they've got, I don't even know, but it's literally that influencer look. It's the makeup.
I just want to see if I can do it. I think it'd be really fun.
I probably have all of the stuff you need, like the makeup, the brushes. Like, I really do have it all. I just don't really know.
It'd be a cool skill. I could build it, but I don't want to get myself trapped where if I get really good at it, then you're going to be like, babe, can you come do my makeup?
Every
And it's going to be, 45 minutes of my day.
I also want you to learn, and I always have, how to do French braid pigtails on me.
Let's just start with the makeup.
But I just really want you to do that. Can you do that for me, baby?
I'll learn if we have a daughter.
If we have a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait that long.
I mean, hey, we might in like 9 months.
Oh my gosh, Corona babies. What are they calling them?
I don't know.
There's some joke online. 'Cause they're saying that everyone's staying home, so.
Yeah, but with the unknowingness, I wouldn't want to.
No.
You don't want to be like get pregnant right now when we don't know how long this is all going to last.
No.
And, but can we hop over to the stimulus package?
Please, and tell me everything, because this just happened, what, like an hour ago?
Well, this article from CNN was published at 2:48 Eastern time on March 27th, or updated. So that wasn't too long ago. The House passed Friday. President Donald Trump is expected to swiftly sign a $2 trillion stimulus bill to address the dramatic economic crisis caused by the Rona pandemic. So here's basically what they're going to do. It's going to include direct payments to many Americans and an unprecedented expansion in unemployment benefits and $350 billion in small business loans. Now, just real quick, and for some of you, you might have done this perspective in your mind. Some people don't, and you and I talked about it. To give you an idea, I want to just double check. I hope I'm not right. Can you look this up real quick? Yeah. I think the debt of the United States government is $25 trillion. So if you put it into perspective, they're getting an extra $2 trillion that's going to go on the deficit, I believe.
22 trillion.
22 trillion.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows more of this, I'm just kind of speculating. I'm not trying to say I'm an expert on this. Right. So if I misspeak, you don't have to like destroy me. But I believe they're just adding this 2 trillion to the debt, which sounds like an insane amount of money. But if you look at somebody who has 100, it's basically 10% in addition. So if you look at someone who has $100,000, it'd be like them getting an extra $10,000
So if someone
loan.
was $100,000 in debt, it would be like they were getting...
adding an extra 10,000. So It's still like a lot of money, and they've never done a bill like this, but it's also, just to put it in perspective, like 2 trillion sounds like a lot. Anytime the government or you're on debates and they're like, the wall's going to cost 20 billion. It's like, well, yeah, 20 billion to the average person is an insane amount of money, but to the government, it's pennies when it comes to because I think I think the taxpayers, I think they have a $4 trillion a year budget from taxpayers, the government. And I think the economy is around 20 trillion a year. So I think all that's right, but you're more than welcome to yell at me if I'm wrong, everybody. But back to the whole stimulus, individuals would be due up to $1,200 and couples would receive up to $2,400. So these are one-time payments, plus $500 per child. And I believe a child is considered 17 and under. So even if you have an 18-year-old living at home, you don't do that.
Would the 18-year-old get?
The 18-year-old would then receive their $1,200, I believe.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the payments would start phasing out for individuals who adjusted gross incomes of more than $75,000. The amount would be reduced by $5 for every additional $100 of adjusted gross income, and those making more than $99,000 would not receive anything.
Got it.
So in general, if you look at the average American and the average American family, I think most people, if you're an individual and you make 75 or under in 2018, or if you already filed 19, I believe, but I think they're going to look at 2018. If you grossed $75,000 or less, they're going to give you $1,200. If you made like 86, then you might get like 800 or whatever that'll add up to. If you make 99 or more, you're getting nothing for the stimulus pack. Now, this is different from the actual unemployment, which we'll get into as well. And the income would double for couples. Income would generally be based on one's 2019 or 2018 tax returns. Those who made too much to qualify in those years but see their income fall in 2020 would receive a tax credit when they file their return next year, according to the Senate Finance Committee. So that's something we can look into in general. When do you receive the money? We don't know how long it would take for the IRS to send out all the money, but it would likely take weeks before the first payments start going out. Stephen Mnuchin said on Wednesday that the IRS would begin issuing payments within 3 weeks of legislation being signed into law. The bill simply calls for payments to be made as rapidly as possible. So we've heard as early as April 6th, could be till like April 20th. I think anyone who has a direct deposit for their refunds, I think is going to get that direct deposit. People like us, do you get direct deposit refund? You don't. You get checks sent. So do I. So we got to see if my accountant's going to get that check or if it's going to be sent here. We have to look at that. And depending on how they're going to look at it. Because yet again, for someone like myself who does all their business through an S Corp, and then I pay myself as an employee, as Freddie Smith,
Interesting.
a yearly salary, if they're going to look at that or how it ends up being. So I talked to my accountant about all that stuff. But I think because my corporation is where everything's coming out, that's where all the expenses are, I think they're looking at what Freddie Smith as an employee of my company made. So we'll see what that ends up being. I just said that. How do you get your money? Now, the unemployment benefits, this is interesting. Jobless workers are poised to get an extra $600 a week on top of their state benefits for up to 4 months. It would significantly boost everyone's regular state benefits, which range anywhere from $200 to $550 a week on average, depending on where you live. I know here in California, it's $450 a week. So if you're on unemployment in general before the Rona,
right,
you would have gotten $450 a week for, what is the...
6 months? 4 months?
Maybe 4 to 6 months. Now, in addition to that, they're going to add an additional $600 on top of that. So people will get $1,050 a week in California, and then some states that are lower, will obviously get around $900 or all the way up until like anywhere from $900 to $1,300 a week.
So this might be a silly question, but if someone were on unemployment, would they also qualify for stimulus?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's their thing. It's two separate things. And I believe it's going to be up until the of what you make for a salary. Like if someone made $1,200 a month, I don't think they're going to get the max $1,000 a week, because then it's going to not incentivize people to go back to work. So I think you're going to get up until what you were making.
And I wonder what those details are as well for, say, welfare.
I think all government programs will stay the same, and everyone who's on welfare or even on Social Security, disability, all that will stay the same. They will just get their additional stimulus check.
Wow.
Which is going to be very helpful.
Wow, yeah.
And then in between is going to be the unemployment, which I believe is done state by state.
Yep.
So we're going to see even in California, if they've already had like a disaster relief program in place or something, or if they have to build it out. So it's all going to be different. And again, everyone, I'm just learning this as I go and just kind of getting the conversation going. So I'm not saying that I'm an expert here on all this. I'm just kind of gathering information and sharing it with y'all. But please double check everything for yourself. But yeah, the $600 a week is going to be really, really awesome.
In addition,
how long will it take? This is all up for speculation. I'm not going to read all through that.
No, I mean, that's basically the basis of it.
Yeah, for the small businesses to, because essentially you want job security for people. I think people are going to feel better if they're like, oh, wow, I'm getting, because of the unemployment. At first, the stimulus check to me just didn't seem like it was but it didn't seem like a lot, considering if you didn't have the unemployment to go with it. What were families whose overhead is $6,000 a month, and they get a one-time payment of $3,000 or something because they have one kid, or $2,900? Like, what are you going to do? But now that they're offering more money, it's going to allow people to live. But I really hope people don't get laid off where it gets to the point where you're uncertain of when you're going to go back.
Right.
If you know, oh, when this goes back, I'm going back. but then the businesses are going to take a hit anyway. So that's the thing I'm most worried about after the health.
Of course.
Is just like,
it's a mess.
It's an absolute mess.
Terrifying.
But hey, thank God that we do have a flourishing economy and that we have the ability as Americans to be able to receive for businesses, for all that. There's a bunch of different things in the stimulus package, but especially unemployment and the stimulus check, that we have the ability to pass a $2 trillion bill to help people out.
Yes.
So, and it's in the country's best interest. You don't want the economy to fail.
Of course.
Then everything goes crazy. So,
I also saw we were able to get a ton of medical masks, supplies, all
Yes.
of that as well. So hopefully they can continue to do that. And, I know that's a big concern for a lot of people right now.
yeah, we're rolling. Things
Yeah.
are the numbers are getting higher, but in general, we're starting to get more information and things are coming together. So yet again, we got to just take it day by day. We're in no position to make any sort of guesses or predict
Right.
anything like that. So I just kind of like to just leave it up to the experts, and I'm just here like all of you. Just kind of what is all this?
Yeah,
and
take
we're
it in,
learning.
the
This is our
info.
first time going through it. We were a little young during the 2008 recession to really understand or be impacted. I was 20. Like, what did I
Yeah.
making $8 an hour? Like, I don't know how that would
Yeah.
So we'll see how that all goes. But we're done with the whole thing. I just really wanted to let people know that the stimulus package looks like it's going to be going through soon, and we're all going to be getting some cash money, or some of us, most of us.
Well, thanks for educating us, Fred.
Yeah.
Always appreciate it.
But we're still fortunate that we're able to work and we're able to do
Yeah.
our podcast, and we're able to. And how did everyone? I think everyone reacted well to the Zoom.
Yes.
It
when we had
didn't.
Guy on.
I don't think it threw anybody off that someone wasn't here, and I feel
Listen,
it worked.
Jimmy
We connected.
Fallon is doing the Tonight Show from his house with his kids. So
Yeah.
it's the only way we really can interact. And I think it would be so cool. I know we've been talking a little bit more about it, to be able to reach out to, some other individuals all through social media, because everyone's at home. How cool would it be to Zoom people in?
No one can say no. No one can say no because they're busy.
Yeah.
So this is the time for us to hit up just
they'll
anybody.
just read it and ignore it.
Then we'll write it on the list.
Exactly. We want to have a big list.
Like, now's the time to reach out, because there are
Yeah.
some people that are just, at a status level that, I don't know if they would ever say yes, but because they're busy.
They're at home.
But now this is a month where we can kind of utilize that to really get some, interesting people and people that we're fans of.
Yes, and we've already kind of started making a list of individuals we
Yeah.
want to have on. If there's anyone that you're thinking, really think outside the box here, we're down to just go for it. We're going to just...
Yeah, and we can look, and then we'll take everyone into consideration as well, because we also have to be thoughtful on we love suggestions, so please suggest anyone, but we also have to look at
Make sure it's a good fit for the
make sure it's a
podcast.
good fit. Yeah.
course.
So we also have to be cognizant of that. So but that's going to be really fun. And then we had a really great meeting yesterday on a Zoom
Yes.
with an incredible company. We'll leave all the names and everything off of it
Yes.
just now
Yes.
for the time being.
But I thought I was going to die because I had gotten something mixed up. I thought it was a conference call on the phone, and I wasn't dressed, I didn't really have any makeup on or anything. And a minute before, I get this text, and they're like, "Yeah, here's the Zoom link," and I go, "Babe."
Yeah. Well, we managed.
We did. It was
weren't.
totally
We didn't know,
fine.
but it was nice to do face to face, and we've been looking for we're always looking for brands and products and things that we believe in to potentially be sponsors for the show and to grow with. And it looks like we're going to have a long-term partner, and it's going to start in like 6 to 8 weeks. So once we finalize everything, but we really just wanted to partner with not only products or brands that are great, but the people attached. I really love people
100%.
and that we vibe with.
And they were amazing.
And these two gentlemen were incredible, and I just felt like our visions aligned. So we'll see how that all takes place, but we'll keep you up to date, obviously, on all of that, and it'll be really nice. So, but yeah, thank you all for stopping by,
We
and
hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah.
Sending good energy your way, happiness your way. I know this is a crazy time, but I think it's really important too to know that it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to not be in the news all the time and be stressed out. Like, do things that make you happy. Put some music on. journal, watch your favorite show, like whatever it is. Like it's okay to do that. You don't have to nonstop be like, there's craziness happening.
You use this as a time for clarity.
Yeah.
Because, I think at first we were kind of rocky of like, what are we going to do? And the fact that we're forced to really examine our lives and examine, kind of just, that's what we've been doing. We've been talking it out every day, and we're adjusting it better and better of our future and what we're trying to do. So use it as clarity, even if it's a point where it is a very, very tough time. I would look at, well, how do you prepare for next time in case, God forbid, something like this ever happened, or you lost a job, or, we can just all reflect whether some people are, and there's going to be a wide spectrum of people who are affected, devastated, to not at all, and everywhere in between. And all we can do is just look and learn from it. So, let's finish your portion of the question. What's something that you want to learn? I'm going to do makeup. What's something you want to learn?
Ooh. Spanish.
You're going to learn Spanish in 5 weeks?
I'm going
to. Now you're going to start it?
Duolingo, yeah. What else am I going to do?
Watch Ozark season 3.
Let's do it. You should learn it with me, because you're not going to learn makeup. I know you.
I think it'd be cool to learn. Oh, I will. Because it's
you?
an art, and I like it. I used to cut hair.
You're going to do makeup, and I'm going to learn Spanish.
I mean, we can shake on it. You're going to learn Spanish. It'd be nice if we both learn Spanish, but here's my thing.
What's that?
I think it'd be cool to speak Spanish.
Okay.
But things are getting so easy these days with technology. It's almost like, are we going to spend a year perfecting this when you can now use your phone to like put it over words and it translates it? You can easily translate.
All good and fine. If I can learn to speak Spanish and I can actually sit and speak with the individual and I'll be like, oh, excuse me 1 second.
You connect better.
I'm so sorry.
Hola?
The apple has peanut butter.
What? It's like a voice warm-up. The apple has peanut butter on its surface. The apple has peanut butter on the surface.
Mind, guys.
Yeah. She turns it on for you on the podcast. I think you are getting a little sick of me.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Is it because I come in stomping my feet? I've been trying these new walks.
Oh no, he really has.
Because we've never been on the bottom floor. And so I've always been cognizant of my neighbors because I know what it's like to have noisy neighbors.
Yeah.
But now that we have no one below us, I'm trying all these new stomping, and I've got like 12 and a half size feet, and we got these hardwood floors. So I've been like doing different beats with my feet when I walk, and I'll do bits.
And I always know, because I'll be like in the bedroom at the desk working, and I'll hear these different beats. And I know what each stomp means. Yeah. Like why you're coming in.
My favorite I'm most proud of is that I'll run from the kitchen to the bedroom door so that you hear like and then I'll stop and walk in like as if I wasn't excited and just like come in real cool.
Like, hey babe, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? But you obviously knew you heard it. So I'm like laughing at my own jokes here.
Listen, you keep me so entertained, and if I had to be quarantined with anyone, bless your soul, because I laugh nonstop.
Oh my gosh. One last thing. My mom was saying this too, and some people are obviously going to love it, but we don't know what it's like to have kids. But imagine the people who are home quarantined and they've got like a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-year-old.
Chaos.
With no school.
Chaos.
Like keeping them occupied in the house or in the yard.
You know, it's so funny because I've seen a lot of my friends in Florida who do have kids.
Yeah.
A lot of them have houses with pools in the back that are, all, I guess, like gated in. So they can just hang outside all day.
Yeah.
They'll go out and do activities out there. They're swimming. And it's like, even for us, we live in a complex. So
there is no anywhere.
No. And when I leave the house, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's nothing around.
And the park's too busy for me to be at the park now.
Yeah, F that. People are crazy. They're still out there walking around playing. I mean, you can walk at 6 feet, of course, but don't. I just look at these people in the park. I'm like, what?
We just walk the neighborhoods are easy.
Yeah.
Walk the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
But I want to go do that. Like after we download this, we'll do that.
Hope you guys had fun with us.
Yeah.
We had a nice time today.
We do.
The podcast gives me sanity. I'm super grateful for it, and I'm super grateful for everyone who listens, comments. Like, we have so much fun going back and forth and connecting.
Yeah.
Just keeps my sanity, so thanks, guys.
Exactly. So thank you all, and we will see you soon.
See you soon.